Yeah, because this is going to be plan B for Poverty road trip. So we got the back window out because it was a sliding back window. We're gonna put a solid glass in there because everything was missing out of the slider, all the rubbers and everything else. We did get a stone chip, so now there's no windshield. We pulled the bed because we might have to tow with this. We'll see what happens. Shalina's driving her RX-7, and if we find something cool out there, maybe we buy it, maybe we tow it home, maybe we ship it home. I don't know, but I want a hitch on here. We got to C-notch it because it just doesn't have enough space down there. If you put a trailer and a hitch and this thing squats at all, it's gonna be banging because it bangs now with nothing. So we're gonna replace these fuel lines. We're gonna pull the wheels. We already pulled the bed. That's where we're at. Shalina's getting us a wrench. She's gonna get us set up. Here's Shalina. She's out here today, and she's got dirt all over her butt. Yeah, we're gonna pull this nut right there. There's a little nut holding the brake line. We'll pull that off, and then we're gonna draw some lines for our C-notch kit. This is our C-notch kit. We've got one line there already, so I'll probably just show you this one side because the lighting on the other side sucks. So that's probably what we're gonna do. And we ain't bolting these in. This is a bolting kit. We're just gonna weld it. I'll reset up the welder. The big welder I set up for stainless, which was a mistake because we don't do that much stainless, and the little welder is not that great. It does not like welding anything. Okay, Shalina's getting that one bolt out. I'm gonna rip this wheel off. And we're gonna draw some lines and stuff, and we'll bring you guys back. Well, I only left one lug on there for you guys. You didn't have to watch the whole thing. Alright, we're going to draw some lines on there in a minute, so I'll probably zoom you guys in. Alright guys, so we drew a center line. We have a center line on here, and then I marked it. We did move this back because when they originally dropped the truck, they never slid the rear end back on the leaf spring. It ain't really a big deal because who cares? But I did move it back slightly just in case I ever want to adjust that rear axle. If I do, all I got to do is pull those 4 U-bolts and just re-drill the center pin hole in this plate right here. All you got to do is re-drill the centering pin to move the axle back slightly. It doesn't bother me that much to where I need to do it. I don't care. But if we want to, the C-notch will be, you know, where it's supposed to be. If we want to adjust that slightly. And then I'm going to pull that off. I'll show you guys the lines. Okay. That's how much we moved it back. About ½ inch, 5/8 maybe. We bought this is a bolt-in C-notch kit too. We're not doing that. We're not going to weld it. But there's our line. We're going to cut and tape the line because of the thickness of the metal, and I want a little bit of room to weld in there so we can weld the whole thing together. So yeah, we're going to take the line, and that piece should fit right over. It should slide right over that mess once we cut that out. All right, guys, there's our layout. We're going to cut that. Get the grinder going. We're going to cut that out. All right, guys, we're going to take the line. Some people drill a hole in the corner. We're going to weld it, so I don't really care. Well, there's one. Battery. There you go. That thing wants to be jumping. one needs to be cut up. I don't like it when they get all jumpy. I don't like it when they get jumpy like that. That should get us there. We're going to finish our cuts on this. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Move our wire out of the way a little bit. That one's cut. I'm going to finish cutting this one. That shock is right in the way. Might take that shock out of there, guys, because that shock is being a kind of a thorn. Okay, that should get us out. I hope. Yep. There's still a little bit in those corners. We're going to have to clean that up because I didn't drill the hole. If we drilled the hole, that would have fell right out. And we're going to see if we're probably going to have to enlarge all this to get this to fit. So I don't think it's just going to fall right in there. Maybe it does, maybe. Oh, I guess it will. There it is, guys. That's the C-notch right there. We're going to weld this. We're going to weld all these holes in. We're going to weld this. And then we'll weld this and we'll weld the bottom. We'll weld everything in, I think. But there it is. That's how you do it. I'll bring you guys back for the grinding. I mean, for the welding. We got to do a little bit of. Oh, that actually looks all right. That fit doesn't look too bad down there. Might have to do some clamping because it's got a gap, but not bad. Not bad at all. We'll burn that sucker in there. Oh, might be there to stay. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to continue our line over just to make sure we're where I want to be, front to back. As that's going on, it might be shifting. It might be sliding back and forth. So I'm going to continue our line. So we have those two marks. One of them is the one I moved back. No, that's going to zoom my finger. Anyway, that line right there, we're going to continue that all the way across. All right, guys, we got everything ground up, cleaned, ready to weld. Cut that side out. We cleaned up the back side. So we're all ground and everything, ready to go. You guys can't see anything. Perfect. Zoom out some. And still second. Yeah, see, there we go. Yeah, we ground it up. Well cleaned up. We're gonna weld. We're gonna weld this top piece. That's clean. And then we'll get those things in. Once I reset up the welder, I'll bring you guys back and we'll weld them things in. I think I might actually box the backside. I don't know yet. We're gonna see if I have some stuff laying around because this is gonna get a trailer hitch. And that C-notch should be enough, but you know, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys, we're gonna jam our thing on there. I don't know. It seems like it's sitting all the way on there. Might not need a whole lot of clamping. That thing seems pretty stout, right where it is. Rest up on there, I guess, anyway. Doesn't seem to be moving. Yeah, it seems to be tight to the frame. So I think we're good to go. Yeah, I think it's good. We're going to rip the top bead on there if we're set up, which I think we should be. Should be pretty well set up. Might have to adjust some of the speed and power. Long bead, we can. All right, guys, here we go. We're gonna weld this shit. We're trying to. I had to switch over gas, so we switched gas. So here we go. Here we go. We're gonna weld this shit. I don't know if you guys. Hopefully, you guys can see it.
So we got some solid welds in there. We did one at the end. We got most of the middle. We're going to do a little bit more, and then I'll fill in the rest. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see those beads. I don't know what you can see and what you can't. Mama sets you up, so hopefully she sets you up to see. Maybe she'll zoom you in. Just show you what's up. I'm going to leave that one because that's my ground clamp. I'm going to go right here next to the shock. It's probably 4 gas. We're ripping some beads now. I think I want a little bit more speed on that wire. A little less voltage. We'll go a little bit more speed first. Alright, here we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. There we go. What's that in? I guess we're just going to finish up the top of this right now, because who cares? Because we don't care. Where are we? We're right there. You don't really have to weld this whole thing in. That's what I'm going to do, but you don't need to. A couple of these probably would have been sufficient. There we go. Maybe I'll show you guys another long rip on that side, and that'll be it. There we go. Okay guys, here we go. We're going to rip a couple long ones, and then we'll come back. I'll rip one in the middle. Got a lot of wind. Can you turn that fan off? I got a fan blowing away my argon, guys. Okay. We'll do a ripper on the end, and then we'll call it. Then we'll finish that sucker up. So I probably should have just finished that one. Got pretty close to the end already. go. Can we twist this somewhere? Maybe. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. There it is. Look at that, guys. We actually got some pretty beads on that one. That's probably all I'm going to be able to show you guys because the rest of it's going to be all overhead. And, well, I can maybe get in there. I don't know if you guys can see in there. I'm going to jack this up some, though. Guys, here we go. We going?
We're going.
Mama says we're going. My foot.
Your shoe might be on fire.
Huh?
Your shoe might be on fire.
I think it
There's
is.
smoke coming out of it.
Is it? Get that on camera?
No.
Alright, here we go again. I can't see what I'm doing in here.
You may get your light. Oh wait, never mind.
It's laying in there. I don't know. This plant is kind of in my face. But here we go. All right. I'm looking in there now. Oh yeah. Yeah, guys, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm going to try to weld this back section next. There we go. I think that light shining in the back of my helmet was making it tough on you guys. Alright guys, that's about all we're going to be able to show you. That everything else is going to be overhead or underneath. But that's it. We got the C-notches welded in. I'll bring you guys back when we're going to do a trailer hitch and some other stuff. So I'll show you guys that on the same video. Alright, we'll see you. Okay guys, we got these things we're going to put on. Nobody did it when I don't know what they were doing, but they made a bunch, I don't know, they did disc brake or something. Maybe they did the conversion, I don't know. But you should never leave your lines floating loose. I've been driving it this way, which ain't good either, but put these things on there. They weld onto the axle. The clip, it'll hold the line secure so it won't be, you know, doing this or rubbing a hole in anything. So we're going to tack weld that on there, and we're going to do the other side also because both sides are this way. Well, that's going to be that, guys, and that's how easy it is. We're going to do the same on the other side. I'll probably throw a little bit more tack on the bottom of this. I can see what I'm doing, which I can't see shit, but we're going to do it anyway. good enough. I'm gonna call that good to go.
All right, guys, we're back on the square today. We did back window, which was a nightmare. If you don't do glass, don't do these because they suck. I don't know, and I'm not a glass person, so I'm sure it was tough for us, but that thing was a real pain in the ass. We didn't record it. It involved quite a bit of bullshit to get that thing in there. But now we're gonna drop our bed back on, so we're gonna roll the truck back. When I did the frame notch and all that stuff, I just rolled the truck straight forward. So hopefully we can roll it straight back and it's right back in the same place. Or at least we hope. And the bolts are all hanging through the cab, so it should just, hopefully it just drops right back on. It looks like we moved some. We'll get Shalina underneath looking with the light, see if those holes are gonna drop in. And we'll go from there. Zoom you guys out. Just dropping this sucker down. That's all. You guys ain't gonna be able to see much until this bed is back on, actually, and if we set it back down on there. Shalina, you want to get a light? I'll have to mess with the gas filler as we get closer. Right now. I don't know what I can see over here, so most of the watching is probably going to be done by you over there. Because if that side's lining up, this side's going to line up. At least I hope that's how it goes. All right, you watching?
Yep.
And here we go.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Are they pushing up?
It looks like it's too far to you. And we have to.
What do you mean too far to me? Frank?
What?
The truck is too far to me? I don't know.
The bed is too far to you. So the truck's too far to me. Oh.
I can only do a little bit. It looks pretty good to me.
We'll try that. I think it needs to.
Let me come down closer and we'll see if we can maybe just give it a little wiggle.
Okay, I think the truck might need to come back a little bit.
Back a little more. All right, guys, we're going to back up a little bit. We do kind of have a little bit of a space on the cab. A little more than it should have. Julian thinks it's my way sound, which is possible.
Yeah, I already stopped and stuff. Gotta go back. There you go.
And those bolts will push up and out.
You can do the other side.
What do we got? Just two that are ready to stick in? Two long ones?
Yeah. Well, ish.
We're ready to come down some more, guys. There's the front, back, and there's 8 of them total. They'll start pushing up the body like on the bumper or the bumper cap and stuff. I think that's it. I think we got it. I think something through here and there. Well, we end up back to show you what we're doing. All those women. I'm pretty sure this is gonna go on poverty tour now. I don't think Krusty's gonna make it. Krusty's being a piece of shit. Well, we knew it was a piece of shit. We tried and tried, and the thing just wants to keep fighting us and doing overheating. All kinds of dumb shit. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to tap out on that truck. It's going to be a really good parts truck for somebody. To go up, see how our bed alignment, I don't know what you guys can see, but you can see our bed and cab are way off. See it? So we're going to just push this around a little bit. We'll get it lined up where we want it. And we'll go from there because that's pretty close. All the bolts are in, so that should slide no problem. All right, guys, here we go. We got our bed on. We got, show you real quick. I gotta grab a light. We're on the last bolt now. It's right up there, which is the one in the back. And these are all square bolts.
they're called offhand. I don't remember what they're called. Anyway, carriage bolt. So there's one there. There's another one there. There's one that comes down through the spring hanger, real long one right there. And then there's one up front, right there. So, and we're tightening up the last one, and our bed's back on. We couldn't really adjust it around as much as I like. I would have liked to have seen that bed a little bit better on the cab, but the bed holes are so tight, you really can't adjust it. So the cab is probably what's off on the mounts a little bit, slightly, because I do see new cab mounts up there. So they probably had the cab moved or off or lifted or something. And it's probably not down in the same exact spot it was. It must be moved off to the left or right a little bit. Let's take a look at the cab mount. Where is the cab mount? Cab mount is right there. See, and they're brand new. And they added a bunch of steel back here for this center bearing. And that's probably what pushed them off. But you have quite a bit of adjustment in those, so I might crack those loose and try to push the cab over with a bar. Just a little bit. We'll see, but that's it. That's where we're at. We'll bring you back once we get down on the ground. We'll show you what we're doing, because I'm just going to tighten this last bolt. I'm going to tighten the last bolt right here. That one right up in there. We're going to tighten. And I ain't ripping on these because it's only in sheet metal up there, so go blasting on them. You're probably going to suck that thing right through there. What's that wire? Is that wire in there? Oh yeah, it is. What are we pinching in there? Yeah, let's take that out of there. We don't want that pinched in there. Good enough. Everything's tight now. Alright guys, once we get down on the ground, we'll bring you back. We're going to wire up our trailer hitch. See, there's our trailer hitch all hidden underneath. So that's kind of cool. You'll never see it. It's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to use, because it's, you know, but there it is. There's our hitch. And to use it, you'll have to pull the tag, because that receiver comes through right here, and then it'll stick out here. But it's completely hidden. We ain't really going to tow with this thing, but if we need to tow, we can. And it's not a big ugly thing hanging down underneath. So that's that. That's how I wanted it, and that's what we did. Okay guys, I'll bring you right back. Alright guys, here we go on wiring. So we're gonna splice these back together. We got our colors right there. We got our colors over here. Hopefully we got enough to make these back. We're gonna put them back together, and we're gonna pigtail out of it with one of the trailer wire harness, so it has all the correct colors in it. And we're just gonna move that over to this side with a 7-pin to match the, where'd that come from? A 7-pin connector to match our car trailer. And then we'll put an electric brake controller in this at some point. But that's where we're at. I'll bring you guys back once we get this cleaned up. Okay guys, there's our, so we're gonna heat shrink all that. We'll tape all that up, and then this pigtail is gonna run over here, and we're gonna hide a 7-pin connector up here somewhere. So get them heat shrinked up. All right, we just heat shrink them. Torch real quick. Those look good. Get her all taped up.